Well, go start.
Oh, I'm going. So it's our last day. A little more difficult today. I think because the end is in sight for tomorrow. Um, I can sometimes have trouble when I'm really hungry, and so I was a little short tonight. Um, but Lottie got my attention, and I got a little better with it. But yeah, I was a little impatient with Sophie tonight. Um, and Lottie and I had a bit of an argument tonight over the food, but we got that worked out too, I think.
Well, I think it's
The
just dinner got
dinner.
ruined, and so our last meal was pretty lousy. So yeah. So amazing, but for the most part, we've actually had I think, a lot of fun, and a lot of we've tried to make the best
Yeah.
of it.
It was still a good experience.
And it was still a fantastic experience. I would actually recommend that anybody really, in a lot of ways, do this experience. Like, actually try it.
Anybody that's not already living.
Well, yes.
That's not already living in poverty.
Well, yeah. No, those people aside.
Yeah.
People like us, it's most certainly, definitely a real eye opener and a learning experience, because I think it was Rachel that said, um, you know this intellectually, and you do know this intellectually. You understand it.
It's different living
but
it, though.
But it's really different living it. You start to really feel, what that is like, and feeling that stress when I was shopping in the grocery store. Is different than going, geez, it must be really stressful to have a limited budget and have to buy food for your whole family, and you can intellectualize that would be a hard thing to do. But feeling that stress as you're doing it is a completely different thing. It's still armchair activism in so far as that we get to step away now and go back to
we
how
still
we live
in the house we own, and we still drive our car,
Yes.
and we still have our jobs, and so it is still a form of armchair activism, but at the same time, the awareness for me, it was every time I ate, I had an awareness of the challenge and of people that where they didn't have choices. And even when I wasn't eating, there was an awareness about it, and it was with me all week. Thinking about people that have much more difficult circumstances than we do, and even I think what you're just alluding to is questioning how effective this is. Are we really doing something here or not? And I don't know. Yeah, just awareness all week, deep awareness, much deeper than just intellectualizing.
Yes, and I guess one of my takeaways, which I actually put on Facebook today, was gratitude. How grateful I am for what I had, and that's really what I've been going through for most of these 5 days. Is how grateful I am that at the end of 5 days I don't have to do this, and how. I kept on telling myself, and it was not really up until maybe later this evening that I really started to realize, on a much deeper level. Well, not realize, because I again intellectualized it, but start to really feel on a deep level how inhumane poverty is.
Yeah.
It's inhumane. It is truly.
It's living in fear.
It is truly. It's dehumanizing, and it's extremely inhumane. It's really inhumane how we, as a Western society, a first world nation, allow people in our own country to starve.
And people find ways to make that okay.
And we make ways to make that okay, and then how we, do so in other countries, that, maybe are affected by conflict or war, and we watch the news and we say, well, isn't that sad? And it is sad, but it's a crime.
It's fixable.
It's
fixable and avoidable, and we're not doing it.
And we're not doing anything about it.
Something else that we were talking about is noticing, because we talked about food waste and how much we waste in this house, and how we want to sort of move forward without trying to curtail that waste. I noticed something interesting this morning when I was taking the recycling out. Is I had maybe half, right? We get so many containers of this and pieces of that, and just even there, it not only did it lower our food footprint, but it lowered our garbage footprint. It lowered our plastic footprint. A lot of plastic containers involved in buying vegetables at a sort of a mainstream grocery store, as opposed to going to a farmer's market or something like that.
The waste on all sorts of levels. You know, we want perfect oranges. We want perfect lemons. You know, the amount of food scrap that farmers throw away because we won't eat something that's a little malformed.
The grocery stores won't put them up on this display.
They won't put them out because we don't buy them.
Yeah.
See, that's the whole thing. Is we're really, all of us are really all to blame. And
we're all.
The amount of methane gas that all of that food rotting and wasting creates is actually, on a global scale, quite impactful. And so we sit here and we worry about things like oil sands and pipelines, and I'm not saying we shouldn't worry about those things. Those are most certainly, you know, important issues that do need addressing. But there
are things we can do at home. There's
so many simple things that we can do at an individual level to lessen our impact that really actually wouldn't hurt us at all, and we just don't do it.
In fact, not only would it not hurt us, but wasting less food in our house will save us money.
Yes.
So not only will it not hurt us, and not only will it use less food and do all these other good things, but there's no downside.
So can I go to Hawaii without you then?
Spend less money, waste less food, cause less CO2, cause less landfill, recycling, energy, whatever. The only downside is you have to pay attention. And that's, I think, in the first world, I think we live a life where we're encouraged actually to not pay attention to what it is we're buying and what it is we're consuming and what it is we're throwing away. So awareness, again, for me, it keeps coming back to awareness.
So awareness, gratitude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and thanks also to everybody that's donated. We reached, what was it,
$160?
$160. From the money we saved over the past 5 days, we will be donating $60 to our own account. So we're almost at the $250 level.
And those of you who do want to donate, you can until June 30th.
Okay. That's it.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah. Bye.